See, like, this is when you add the extra intensity underneath it. You know, and then again, maybe it needs to be on top. Maybe I'm doing it the wrong way around. Arrange, send it back. You understand how light mixes versus. So maybe it has to be on top in order to do what it needs to do. Multiply. No, I think darken is more accurate. Or maybe this needs to have more. Wait, let me think. So complementary color. Maybe that black needs to have more blue in it in order for it to mix correctly. Oh, it would help too if we actually used like a rich black and not just like a. And now we're getting into color theory. Okay, that's a little more where I was thinking with it. Okay, so you see when it's got the base coat under here, that's a richer black. Even though that is a rich black. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Okay, so even though this is a rich black, it's even darker when you overlay it with the other pigment. And the same thing, like the chocolate pops more, so it's a richer chocolate color. And then if we go this, I should probably just load my my rabbit color palette. I have an entire palette for like every single one. So if I go here, user defined rabbit color combos, and it's gonna load because there's like a million of these. So I need to actually label all these too. So these are all the different rabbit colors that I have for my thing. Red. That's like New Zealand red. Red is approximately this color. So we're gonna use the New Zealand red that I use. But you see what I mean? Different, like poor black versus. There we go. I'm gonna do that. Poor black versus like a more rich black, and the same thing with the chocolate. And then I'm gonna go ahead and then if it's a lower, there's almost no change there. Just, you know, and if it's a super low intensity, let me see. Where's our range? Send it back. Yeah, and if it's a super low intensity, it may not change anything at all. Yep, and it's the same, and that's going to do that too when you end up with. It's not even darker background. It's literally layering. It's literally how much of the pigment's being layered. So let me get this spelled correctly. There we go. Pheomelanin and eomelanin. So two types, pheomelanin and eomelanin, that are found in mammals. So we're going to go ahead and label this. See, chocolate really doesn't, it's really, you don't really have like a rich and a poor. No, it might just be blue. Because I have, here, I'll show you the blues. Because blue is a thing. Like, I have blue fawn harlequins. And honestly, with mine, oh man, I have a couple. My problem is my pheomelanin is so high. My intensity is so high in my lines that sometimes it's really hard for me to determine if it's a blue or a poor black until I test breed it, because a very, very high intensity blue will look kind of like a poor black on the magpies and some of the harlequins. It's a little easier to tell in the harlequins. If the coat is fawn, it may be, and that's the thing. If it's, I mean, you could end up with this too, where it's just very low intensity melanin, and it may look more washed out. Although typically it's more like this. It's more like, typically it's more here. Now you can go all the way down to that, but when that happens, a lot of the times is you're also going to be playing with the dilute gene, and so you're going to be playing with the dilute on top of that. Let me think about this. And so dilute, if you add dilute, that may wash out your red to this, and it may put your, that might be a better, okay, add it with dilute gene. We're going to go dilute gene in play down here. So dilute gene in play, we're going to put this at full density. And again, this is still an example because there's so many variables. So many variables. Full density. And so on this, so like, hold on a second, blue. Okay, rabbit blue. Oh, what is the diluted chocolate is lilac. So hold on, so lilac. This will be this one. See, this doesn't necessarily translate quite as well. So let me try to figure out actually, because that might not be. Oh, what are those? There's one. It's got almost like a. And see, this type of overlay is not going to necessarily work as well. Because that's what the final color should look like. How do you, what's the best way to try to display this? Because the blue coat color, really what it comes down to is when you see, and this is why it's kind of unfair, because when you mix this is the color that it's going to look like. A lower quality blue, is going to be a bit more washed out. I mean, that's going to be a more accurate representation of the lower quality blue. So because just the way it actually looks on the rabbit, this is a higher quality blue. So you can see it's richer. It's a little bit darker. And on the lilac, that is kind of like your lilac color. I'm trying, what would your, cancel? No. You want to select, please. And your basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling the, I'm stripping as much of the, I need to lessen the saturation, RSB, there we go. I'm going to lower the saturation on that. There, okay, that works better. Okay, so that's like your poor lilac color. I think I'm going to go ahead and just adjust this. I'm trying to make it look like what it actually looks like on the rabbit, because color mixing isn't always a, you know, going to be exact here. We're not going to multiply you. We're going to leave you normal. Okay, there we go. Okay, so okay, so there we go. So I think that's a better registration. Yeah, if it's already dilute, it's not going to go any further than that. And I'll show you a picture. Let me just give me a second. Hopefully this phone's still plugged in. Oh no, that's why it made a note. Is it unplugged itself? Okay, so I'm gonna grab that from the phone. Because I got some fresh babies, and they are granted a higher intensity. Because like I said, my problem with that is that my intensity tends to be pretty high. No crashing. I don't have time for you to crash. I should get off this live though, because now I'm not doing my work and I'm hyper focusing on rabbit genetics. If you would like to pay me for my knowledge on rabbit genetics, I will accept donations willingly. Because Lord knows I need to get my shit together so I can actually, like, you know, make rent this month. Okay. What we got? And then the question is if one of these little shit's a lilac. We don't know. There we go. There's a nice ass. So this one you can clearly see the difference between a blue and a mid-intensity harlequin. I'm going to bring him over in just a second. I want to see if there's a better set of pictures than just that one. I think that's going to be the best one though. Alright, so this little shit. You see that's blue fawn. Sitting next to the its sibling, which you can see is a higher Rufus and black. So the blue versus black. These I wish had a little bit higher when it came to the red intensity, but that's what those are. And this one, you can kind of, let's see if I can pull another picture up where you can kind of see the. Is that a good maybe? This is him from the side. He's still got a pretty rich red there, but not as like this one's more brindled. And then this one is either a chocolate or a lilac. But if you look here, you see that bright chocolate. And then there's also a question if this entire litter is torted or not. And that was kind of the problem. Like, this one is either a very poor black or it's a very dark blue. Although I'm leaning towards it may actually end up being a really dark blue. And this one over here, you can see this looks very chocolate. So, pretty sure this is... but the problem is, because it's so brindled, it's harder to really see the color. So I may not know exactly what this is until it molts out to its adult coat. I can try to toss them over to Discord. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go ahead and screenshot these and toss these over to Discord. Actually, I might do. I need to save these anyway. Oh, I really wish that you didn't. Add that word to dictionary, and we're going to spell check this word, so now these are all correct, so now hopefully they're not going to be shown. Oh, and phenomelon. You don't know that word either? Add the dictionary. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Now those words have added to the dictionary, and I'm going to go ahead and add these to my genetics book, because that's actually not a bad representation. File, save as. Okay, got those. Yeah, I'm gonna hold those, and then the other one that I did for the genetics book that I really like is I do have pictures. I'm gonna see if I can just pull those up real quick. I'm hoping I have them saved in a logical location, because Lord knows sometimes I don't. Please be where I hope you are, so I can find you easier. Okay. So I do, but I don't have them all together. Well, wait, maybe I do. Do I? No, they're all separate. God damn it. All right. Well, anyway. So red fawn, black, and chocolate. Open. I should have just placed them. It would have made more sense. I'm so dumb. Cancel. Hold on a second. What I should have done, because it would have made more sense, was done this and gone place, and then selected the ones that I'm looking for, which is these three, and then place them. So this is an actual example of the fur colors with everything in play. Why are you not overprint preview? Thank you! That's so much cleaner. I should have been doing that from the beginning. So this is actual rabbit fur colors from our barn. So you can see the black versus the blue, the chocolate versus the lilac, and the full red versus the fawn. So this is with the dilute gene in play, and this is with the regular density in play. I just want to make sure I'm saving this real quick before I post it, so I don't lose it. Tort is. My doe's on the lighter side or red? So tort is when you combine self and the non-extension gene. So right now what we're playing with here is this here. This is your A, your self A. Excuse me, not capital A. Oh man, I can go ahead and I can write all the genotypes out for these if you want, and that's in the book. That's all in the book. So with torts, is on the body of the animal, typically on like the main body, the EU melanin is stripped out and fades out to the ears, nose, feet, and belly, and the underside of the tail. So you'll have the full red here, and then you'll have one of either chocolate, typically chocolate or black, fading out to the points, because the color concentration of EU melanin on a non-extension rabbit is going to be focused on those points, or vice versa, where it's a fawn based tort, blue or a lilac, it's going to be fawn on the body, or closer to a fawn color, lighter color on the body, and then it's going to be blue and lilac faded out to the points. Yeah, and so it'll fade out. Now I have I also have some cool shit in here in the genetics folder, like the mosaics and stuff, because I've had a mosaic before. That was really cool. Let me go to my shirts, because because in making every single one of the breeds. All right, who naturally, cinnamons, obviously. Oh, who else has tort? Because the cinnamons are, but I kind of want to pick something that's got all the different colors, so it's easier to see them next to each other. Who have I done tort for? I've done tort for the dwarves. Okay, so that's fox. That's a sable. Sable is different from tort. Let's just go ahead and search tort. Okay. So here, this is an example of a tort. So you see it's the red, the body color. That's black. So this would be regular extension black, and this would be non-extension black. By the way, all these are available for printing on t-shirts if you guys have a breed that you want. This is just, I literally have a collection that I've been working on to get all these colors there. So I'm pretty sure I have every single Netherland dwarf color right now. And give me a second, I'll show you what I did, because I'm insane. That's the problem with being me, is I'm crazy. Are these what, JPEGs? What are these? All formats. We want to just do Pinge. I have all the colors of the Neverland Dorks. Alls of them's. So all of these are available to be done on shirts or different things, because that's what I've been doing. So this is all the just ask and I will get it for you. There's blue-eyed white, red-eyed white. I probably need to just do, never mind. There's the, you know, the Himalayan colors, but that gives you a good example. And I have these for like all the breeds. So look, I did all the breeds and all the breeds colors. So yeah, because I'm insane. But I wanted to have this also for my book, and so that way when I do go and I extrapolate out the more detailed book, I can go, that'll probably be in the back, in the glossary section, every single breed and their respective colors. And then I have another section I want to do for what happens when you have codominant genes and how genes interplay with each other. And my feeling that, like what Steph and I were talking about, is genetics isn't quite as black and white with the dominant and recessives as a lot of people want to let on with, because there seems to be a lot more crossover and codominance between the genes necessarily. So even if it is a recessive, there seems to be some bleed through in some cases. So yeah, so that's kind of all part of that. But there you go. We have whew. So anyway, that's an example of extension versus non-extension. This is an example of your intensity, how the intensity bleeds through as far as the saturation of pigments go. So this is a pigment exercise. This kind of shows you what some of the different possible colors for solid color rabbits end up being, depending on, you know, what your genetics are. This is some interplay between different genes. So it's really it's a fun overall topic to kind of get into. But yeah, and it's fine, and it's one of those things where I think it does better visually, because a lot of the books and websites I don't think explain it visually enough, where if you look at this, then this makes a lot more sense when you can actually just compare everything next to each other. So that's why I'm trying to do this with the book, and I really need to just probably hurry up and finish this book and sell like 1,000 billion copies, so maybe I won't die. But in the meantime, we're just trying not to die. That's what we're working on. So that's what I'd like to be able to do. But I'm going to go ahead and head off, and I have some other stuff I need to work on. It's going to probably have to be hand-drawn, so I really need to get to going on that. I'm going to go ahead and just save this so I don't lose it. And then I will have to get down to the barn soon to go do some cleaning and stuff, because I think we need to be doing that. Alright, we'll talk to you guys later.